It's just one match. Just one. Just a small taste. There's stuff later on today, but there's going to be a gap. Here we go. It's Zerfall.
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 Oh, the L sound at the end is not... It's different.
Yeah, it's like German. It's, in English it will be a fall, right? But in German it's like a fall. I mean, if this is even German. Apparently he's from Canada, so shouldn't you know?
I definitely do not. But I do know... I'm just going to say Zerfall. They went 1 and 2. And this is their second mystery tournament. They came back, which is good stuff. But it's a tough opponent. They are up against Neetsel, who made a big splash. Joined mystery tournament 16 and finished 7th. That's a top 8 finish their first time out. And they did it, if I remember right, beating none other than Andy in 4H along the way. So it's one of the, one of the new best that we have. Now, I am also the moderator for this match, so normally it's my job to fill the air while we get set up. But now both of us are busy doing stuff, so we'll have to pitch in.
I have in the past been the moderator and the restreamer and the commentator. I'm used to the double duty, triple duty. This is a front 2 match, so both of these actually, probably both of these players have played a match. Let's have a look. Yeah, both of these players. Neetsel did not get seeded this time. He's probably hoping to replicate MT16's success after beating Omega numbers in Samurai Pizza Cat. I'm not gonna pronounce that. I forgot if this was the close match. I think this one was less close than the other one because it was a double. One of the matches was really close, the other one not so much, and I think Neetsel just did really well in that game, so that match wasn't super close.
We talked about this exact match last time.
Yeah, yesterday we had one of the players from the other match.
Okay. I thought we had Omega numbers, but...
You're right, we had Omega numbers.
And I remember you said they both died to the last boss or something.
I don't know if that was the other match.
Okay.
It was one of them.
Lord knows. I think everyone familiar with the channel and everything, familiar with us, knows that
things blend together. There's a lot of matches, there's a lot of games, and then the problem is every game I've probably seen like twice so far if it's a popular game.
Yeah. I will never forget that you beat the entirety of Merlin for the Game Boy Color and then forgot about it while you watched someone else beat the entirety of Merlin for the Game Boy Color.
I was so excited to see them do one of the attacks.
That you had already seen, and it was so unspectacular that you forgot about it entirely. The gamers are mostly ready here, so hopefully our restreamer has also been able to go.
Oh, they're fast.
I better load up the paste bin myself. I need to understand how this game works properly, not just for commentary, but to make sure that everything is going the way that it should.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. You're the moderator.
It's a short paste bin. We got
I know this game.
A real old school one.
I know this game. I've seen this being raced before. But just real quick, Fart Explosion lost against Zerfall in Innocuous. That was the game with the
Zerfall won against Fart Explosion.
I said Fart Explosion lost against Zerfall. I turned it around for some reason. I read Fart Explosion first, and then I kind of tried to save it, but apparently it was confusing regardless.
Well, it shouldn't have been, but I did get confused. We had, so that was it's a mashup of the previous 2 Innocuous games, and it's just a tight precision platformer, and it was a close race. 2 close races.
Yeah. Alright, I think we're ready. Let's have a look. Here we go. Game's called Amazing Penguin. Penguin game, not just any penguin game. An amazing penguin game.
Every penguin is an amazing penguin. This game has infinite continues, so you do not need to write down passwords. Clear kick all circles from the board to complete a level. Hold B to clear them as you walk over them. White circles reverse the direction of enemies. Black circles can be kicked with A. That's it. the pastebin writer then signed off with their name at the bottom, like an email or something, which is just like this. It's a pastebin from another time, to be sure.
This game is like, and of course I don't know the name, like an old Mac game or something, where you cut the board into pieces and you try to not get hit by the enemies that move diagonally.
You're thinking of Kicks, or Quicks, or it's Q and IX.
Maybe.
You're definitely thinking it's everywhere. There's like it's on 50 different platforms.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, this game is kind of like it. You move across. We're gonna see. You move across paths. You try to like cut them off without running into enemies. So we're the amazing penguin running around, and once you clear all these like little circles, I don't know what the difference between the minus and the balls is, but probably not too important right now. It's
balls can be kicked, and white ones change the direction of enemies. Oh. So they're like little balls for enemies.
But yeah, we want to collect all of them, and if we clear a room that an enemy is currently on, it will also defeat the enemy. We're gonna beat 25 rooms. First room was pretty fast. We'll see. I mean, it'll obviously get harder, but maybe...
Oh. Neetsel got trapped and then tried to kick his way out, but then the enemy had invincibility frames, but then the enemy went the other way, so it was okay.
Zerfall ran into like a reverse Pac-Man problem where he tried to go across, like, onto a path from the side, and he just wasn't at the right position to do it.
Right. Enemies do respawn when they are defeated, and they're not gone very long. So that's going to be clear this time for Zerfall. Neetsel is really just playing really smooth. But no player... we saw the demo playing for a while, and I think both players were looking at their screens at the time. So they should know these black ones, you can kick these at enemies, and that seems useful, and a thing I would want to make use of more than not at all. I assume when you kick it, it also goes away afterwards.
I haven't seen anyone kick anything.
Yeah. Oh, we got some bunnies and a penguin serenading them with a violin. Maybe things, once they get harder, will sort of demand that the players start kicking things. Oh, there we go. Neetsel with a kick. And a death. So you got lives at the bottom, but you've got infinite continues, so I don't think they really matter at all.
Yeah, and it resets the stage when you die.
Well, speaking of death, Neetsel gets got. Penguin dancing around for a little bit. And you've got this time meter that seems extremely generous. I thought Neetsel was gonna double KO two guys with a kick.
I appreciate the game having different music in like every stage, basically.
Yeah. Is it always the case that like every border between every room is notated with a dot?
Let's see on this one.
Seems like that's where we're at.
Not necessarily. There's a bunch in the middle, but you spawned there, so maybe it's because of that.
Oh, that's true. Very briefly in the same level.
Oh no.
Was pulling away, but then had that one really costly death.
This one doesn't. This one doesn't have any on the horizontals. Oh, that was fast. What's the hell?
Oh, Neetsel just killed everything with a room. A A double room connection.
And then just had free reign to lawnmower up the rest of the stage.
Oh god, the levels are scrolling, so we're running into visibility issues now. You do not know what the enemies are doing up there.
What's the game with the armadillos that we're running into us?
Yeah, what was that game?
Oh!
Nope. You could put a gun to my head and I'd never remember the name of that game. That's just how it goes here in Mystery Tournament. Neetsel's dead, Zerfall's dead, one room apart. Starting fresh. What happens when you kick something, but there's no more line left for it to travel along? Does it just keep going?
I assume it would disappear once it reaches the end.
So in Lawnmower, since you brought up that game I adore so much, you generally want to leave stuff to do everywhere on the board, so that if you have some reason, like say the fuel is over here, to be in this area of the board, you're not driving across empty area not doing anything, right? And there might be something similar going on here. There's a cluster of enemies here, there, over, you know, so you want to move away from the enemies, but you also want to be moving along where things are. So that might be a reason to leave something to do on each area of the board.
Oh!
Neetsel gets got again, and now we are effectively tied. Certainly Neetsel understands just how hard this level is and how much the enemies need to be respected. Again, I watched that demo. Almost every single black dot the demo kicked. Oh, there's one from Neetsel.
It doesn't even waste that much time to kick things.
I just watched a freshly spawned enemy go right over a white circle. What's up with that?
You mean over a white circle? What's wrong? They can move over stuff.
White circles reverse the direction of enemies.
When you collect them.
Oh.
Oh, Zerfall biding his time there and getting a really good kill. That's gonna be a clear. Never mind, there's more stuff.
It's global too.
Aww.
Every enemy on the board reverses. Okay.
Oh, this looks like Mill. Do you know Mill?
Nope.
Board game? Maybe it's not
Nope.
even called Mill. It's called Mill in German. Like the German word for mill. Chat, what is this game called? The one on the right. Where you place stones and then once you're done placing stones you move them around a bit and then one player has already lost.
Backgammon. I don't know.
No, I mean it's like the same the same spirit. Yeah, Mühle. Yeah, I know it's Mühle. It's the German one.
Being corrected on your German. Nine Man's Morris is a phrase I've heard before, but not anything I've actually played or know the rules to.
Oh yeah, it's called Nine Men's Morris. Wow, that's my name.
That's a quick clear from Neetsel. And Zerfall is still stuck on this really difficult level. An entire right half of the board done for Neetsel. So it's a shorter path to get every piece on one half of the board and then go to the other side and get all of those pieces, right? There's less backtracking.
There's also the enemies don't respawn on your side necessarily. So if it needs to clear the right side, kills 2 enemies on the left and one of them respawned on the right.
Yeah, it was complete non-factor for the rest of the level. Zerfall going with the loop technique. Oh, it was gonna race that enemy to that last dot. We got a really cute picture coming in from Neetsel.
There's a deer?
A kangaroo?
Oh, it's a kangaroo!
And a fox and a penguin and a duck, and they're on
Two
parade.
ducks.
Well, there's 2 dots there.
Oh my god. Zerfall had one way out of that situation. It was running across the guy who was spawning in.
Clutches it out. Neetsel cornered. An early death. But it's a 2-stage lead now.
Yeah, Neetsel on 13, Zerfall on 11.
About halfway through the goal. We're going to 25. So you hold a button to collect the circles, right? Is that what I... Hold B to clear them as you walk over them. So you can walk to the other side of a black dot and then kick it the direction you just came.
Ah, I saw Neetsel like walk over a minus, and I was like, oh, what's that about? Did it not react? But no, that makes sense then. Oh, that's a good clear.
Yeah. On to 12 and 14. I'm seeing a little bit. I just saw Zerfall hesitate to clear a room, waiting for an enemy to get on the line in order to eliminate them. Little stuff like that goes a long way. Well, collected the black dot when could have had a double kill, but is not going to be able to sneak the last dot. Had to go back around the other way, but still gets the clear. And Neetsel with a really quick 14.
Yeah, not stopping.
All the minuses are in the middle. So these corner rooms, you can like lure the enemies towards you in the corner and then finish the room and kill them all.
Huh.
Neetsel in a scary situation gets to the minus and repels the enemies.
Oh my god.
Same situation. On the run. Finds passage along the bottom of the level. Really does not... He just refuses to give up on leaving a dot behind and going elsewhere.
Oh, there's a lot of enemies in this half.
Oh boy. Okay.
Oh, kills 2.
Oh, kills a lot of them.
One of them respawns on the right, but probably fine.
You can just...
Oh my god.
If you have a series of white dots, you know the enemies aren't going to go anywhere. They're going to go forwards, backwards. You're going to rock them back and forth in the same spot. So if they're not next to you and you got a series of white dots, they're never going to be next to you. And I think Neetsel recognized that. Oh, Zerfall waiting for the spawn and then kicking the black dot at the enemy.
Rude.
Rude is what you need to be. Rude and ruthless. Both players playing really good.
Yeah,
I feel like they've
that too.
improved a lot over just 12 minutes of Amazing Penguin. Except, I want to see Neetsel kick more of these black dots. Boards are getting really big. This is becoming a very punishing sort of game. Wonderfully done by Neetsel. Zerfall only has 1 enemy on this side of the board instead of 3 that Neetsel had. Oh, an early death. It's really not so bad to lose like 8 seconds or whatever when you can lose 50 plus dying really late in a level like the one Zerfall is on. What am I hearing?
Oh, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Was it through my mic?
I don't know. I hope it was, because I really don't want it to be through the runner's stream. Oh, Neetsel with another death. This small, technically small, it's quite dense with a lot of lines, but it's one screen. This donut level is being really tough. Zerfall missed a dot early on. Backtracking all the way to the start. Oh, there's a whole screen. Okay. I see you start in the middle, you don't start at the bottom. Gotcha. Alright, so what's going on with Neetsel? They got, what are these roller skates? They just go back and forth? That's their thing? I guess they're more like ice skates.
Yeah. What I was thinking. I wasn't even thinking how do they move? I was thinking, are they roller skates?
So they were very briefly on the same level again, but Neetsel clears it. Got a snake-like level. You start in the middle of it. So here's the thing where, like, you shouldn't be so worried about getting every dot as you go, because you're going to have to come back. Zerfall trapped on the left side. It's really tough to see this stuff coming. So let me actually take a moment to stare at the enemies. Do they always turn? I think they do. It's such an obvious thing to look for, but I've only just now thought to look at what exactly they're doing. I think they follow the rules like when you, the Japanese thing where you draw a lottery by having 4 vertical strips and then you connect them with an arbitrary amount of horizontal lines and it scrambles where each one ends up as you go up the page. You know that thing?
I was doing something, but were you talking about the Mario Party minigame where you drop the treasure in one of the pipes?
Yes, exactly that.
Okay, good. Or the WarioWare minigame where you drop the paint or noodle water or whatever it is.
I'm sure there's plenty of them. Zerfall again, 1 level behind. It takes a death early on. We saw that from Neetsel too. Well, enemies spawning on either side of Neetsel had to hurry to get out of there, finishing a long triple wide board here. Oh, level 20, we're gonna get a new picture.
Oh, guess the picture, everyone. Is it like like grilling, like chicken?
Is it a skunk on the grill with a
unicorn? Oh my god!
Neetsel has no more dots to work with and a lot of enemies on very few lines.
Uh-oh. Everyone's here.
Oh. What are they doing?
Oh, it's paint? No, was it painting it?
I don't know, but I love it. Neetsel very much trapped. Oh, maybe had a small escape route. Would have needed to, like, escort with ghosts on either side of them for a while. Neetsel trying to make something happen, trying to kick one of these black dots or something, maybe. Zerfall, ooh,
that's a lot
recognized they were gonna get boxed in, so made a retreat. Zerfall waiting for enemies.
Oh no!
Picks up the thing to kill them and then just runs into the only enemy on the field.
Tried to like get out, but was holding left and not up.
Yeah. Got kind of sucked down onto the line and didn't expect to be. Neetsel's been on 21, I think it is, or 20 for a while now. Well, not a while, but... Oh, tried to sneak past an enemy.
we don't make painting like actual paintings. We make like wallpaper. Pretty funny.
Oh, Neetsel or Zerfall could have saved the black dot to kill both respawning enemies, but just picked it up instead. And now there's a lot of enemies, but manages to get past over to the left side of the board.
Ooh. They were like boxing him in with all 4 of them.
Oh, Neetsel gets fortunate that a respawning enemy goes right, but then tries to escape quickly. Got both players late into their respective stages. Have taken the death.
Mega Number looked up the lore. This game has lore? Oh my god. Penguin is getting attacked by drawing supplies. Oh, that makes some sense.
I saw some pencils. Are these erasers?
Makes sense, I guess.
Does it?
Oh, why not?
It makes video game sense, that's for sure. Neetsel barely beats the enemy to the last dot on the board, and Zerfall, with the entire left side cleared, dies, and there's now a 3-room gap between these players. 25 is the goal. Neetsel on 22. There is not much left.
This room is huge.
I couldn't believe that it went up another layer. 2 enemies respawning. Oh, Neetsel could have killed them with that last dot. Well, one of them at least. But tried to really cut it. Like, you only want to go as far as it takes to collect the dot and then go back, right? And so I tried to really cut that corner and didn't end up getting the dot at all. Oh, patience from Neetsel with a triple kill. Zerfall. Oh, that is the left side. It is the final side. 19 finally conquered for Zerfall. Neetsel being very patient. Gets 1 kill. Uh-oh. Did not get patient. Both enemies go the same way. One enemy stands between Neetsel and a clear on a very long, difficult level. No problem.
These long levels is really where you have to clutch. Because if you die late, that's such a huge time loss compared to like either of these 2 levels.
Yeah, these can sometimes be a drop in the bucket. Alright, nice symmetry from Neetsel. This level, Neetsel first tried this skunk and a unicorn level, but this thing looks pretty hard to me.
There's a lot of different enemies.
Actually, Zerfall did a wonderful job of using the room clears to repeatedly be clearing enemies off the board. They never had a chance to fully respawn. It was a much emptier final board than it was for Neetsel.
Room 25 better have an image, or we're gonna extend the goal.
Bad news, everyone. There was no unicorn in that level. So
yeah, you gotta keep playing.
Keep running, keep collecting these dots. Internet Dirigible just joining the chat. I think probably tested this game and has immediately picked up on the same thing that I've been harping on for the first half of this race was, why ain't they kicking more? Oh, Neetsel tried and missed. I wonder if it's finicky.
Oh, I played this. I didn't even see this, I played this. I wrote more Pac-Man than puzzle, and for some reason the goal was beat room 24.
Oh.
So the time is completely uncomparable.
Zerfall knew that the enemy was going to go the other way, maybe, or maybe they just got lucky, I'm not sure. I do know that the enemy is going to change direction.
Yeah, it changes direction every time, but I don't know which one.
Yeah,
and
if
sometimes
they come to a T shape.
Sometimes there's 2 enemies that come like on top of each other and they go different ways.
Oh, that's weird. Maybe they have some kind of internal, like, I just went left.
Yeah.
Now I will go right.
Something like that, but I don't think in the context of a blind race it's really trackable.
Yeah, I mean, look how many guys are on screen.
Is this? Oh, this is the room at room 25 that has not been seen in this game.
Oh man, so this is it. It's all black dots. You cannot change the direction of these enemies.
The last 7 races on SRL have been beat room 24.
Oh.
This is the bonus round.
What's this? There's this paint roller thing going up and down the middle, and I think you gotta side swipe it with a black kick. Because, like, otherwise you just... Neetsel's just now noticing it. Tries to run up and kick it.
Maybe this is why it's not in the goal. But yeah, I like...
Where we Google it, and it's like, Amazing Penguin famous for its incompletable level 25.
It's the kill screen of Amazing Penguin.
23 now if it's Zerfall. Neetsel's been, not happy with these kicks. No happy feet on the right side of the screen. And it is, I think, gonna have to learn. Alright, we're seeing a kick.
Ooh. Ooh. Oh, was on top of the enemy as the enemy was cleared by the room.
Neetsel with the side swipe, but it's respawning. It respawned so fast.
You gotta sideswipe it and like leave it for last, probably, and leave one of the bolts next to the top.
Yeah.
And then do that as your last thing. Kick the thing and go down there and finish it up.
And you're not getting out once you're in there.
Yeah. And it's also not trivial to do that part, because there's 3 erasers in there.
Yeah. This is a hard level. That's a capstone level for sure. Zerfall's on 24 now, so 25 could end up being the decider.
Wouldn't that be crazy? Accidentally put room 25 in the goal. That's the deciding.
I mean, we definitely would have had a Neetsel win if it was 24. But that's kind of how these things go. I mean, we've seen races go back and forth.
It wouldn't be unfair or anything.
Yeah.
The goal that they both had, and I don't honestly, I don't think it makes that much of a difference. I think Neetsel's gonna get this here. Yeah. Nice kill, nice second kill.
Wonderful patience.
Yeah, really well done.
And that's the clear. Neetsel's gonna be our winner. Zerfall keeping it pretty close though, against a really strong opponent. Not been unhappy with Zerfall's play whatsoever. I kind of want to see more of Amazing Penguin in a way that not many other games we have where I'm like, I really want to see more of this.
I want to see the next image.
Absolutely. It appears Neetsel is going to come talk to us, at the very least. And there's nothing after this, not for like a number of hours, so we'll also be able to watch Zerfall finish these last 2 levels. There he is, I'll grab him now.
Hello.
Hello. Congratulations.
Thank you. That was a little bit nerve-wracking, but...
Yeah, I mean, so you get to the final level, you clear the right side, you clear the left side, you take a moment to finally appreciate what's going on in the middle.
Yeah. And then you're like, alright, I'm going to keep those black bullets for last. And you realize that the pattern of the enemies comes straight at you right away, so... It gets a bit... I got a bit nervous there, but... yeah, that was definitely the hardest level in the game, and I'm curious to see if there's more stuff like that afterwards.
Yeah, that's someone in chat had that exact same thought. Like, does it get more? Because it's kind of more of a puzzle than sort of an action puzzle that it was before.
Yeah, it's like as well something that was a bit tricky is that a lot of the time, getting rid of the enemies would just get you in bad situations. Because I'm not sure they would respawn exactly, and from time to time, they would just end up on top of you, and that was a bit tricky and a bit annoying.
Oh, interesting. I was wondering, so you seemed reluctant to use the kick move, and I wasn't sure if it was because it's just kind of weird and finicky, or it seems like it was less that like you didn't really want to kill enemies.
Yeah, that was kind of the way they decided to go, trying to keep the enemies alive as much as possible. But obviously, there are some stages where the games want you to get rid of the enemies as you progress. So that was the tricky part, figuring out where to do that. But I don't know, most of the time when I killed enemies, they would just respawn like always right next to me. And so I would get really worried about that. So yeah, I would rather keep them alive as much as possible.
Interesting approach. It worked pretty well for you. Obviously, you won the race. Your opponent just seems to be on the opposite sort of mindset. They generally will take an opportunity to kill enemies whenever possible. We've seen them often hesitate to get a dot until an enemy goes into the room, and then finish it off and clear out a couple enemies with the room that way. And sometimes it works out beautifully. I'm like, look how easy the end of this level is, because there are just so many fewer enemies. But like you said, sometimes you just get trapped, and the spawn mechanics are something that you're probably not going to figure out in 30 minutes or whatever.
Yeah. There were only a few. I think level 8 I struggled on that one a little bit, and obviously the last 5 stages were a lot harder than the rest of the game. But overall, a really fun game. Glad I discovered it.
Nice. Good to see. Well, congratulations on your win here. You had a bye, right? Was this your first match of Mystery Trinity team?
No, this was
bye.
the second match.
Oh, no bye.
We talked about this. Neetsel played
did
Samurai
talk about it.
Pizza Cats.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, it was.
Did you like
it was
it?
great.
I
Yeah,
didn't get to talk to you about Samurai Pizza Cats, and I like that one.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I was surprised that they made a game out of that cartoon, because I used to watch it as a kid, and we didn't get that game in Europe, which is a shame because it was pretty good.
We have a finish now from Zerfall, 31:45, the official SRL time. We'll see if they want to come in and chat with us. Oh, they're already here. Hello.
Darn those corners.
Yeah, we saw you accidentally walk onto a line that you didn't mean to be, and then you try to hit a direction and it doesn't move you anymore. There's no Pac-Man, drive you around the corners for you sort of thing going on.
Yeah, that was annoying at times. I died a few times due to that.
It was still a pretty good, pretty close race. GG.
Yeah, it was fun. I got really worried at the end because I struggled on the last stage a lot more than what you did, and I panicked a lot on that one. So.
Yeah, it took me a couple tries to realize I had to kill that one guy. I got to the point where I had to go across the line, and I was like, oh, I have to kick.
Yeah. And then you did, and you got to the middle, and he respawned immediately. And I was like, oh, okay, there's no out now.
Yep, it's a tricky game. It's fun, though.
So interestingly, Neetsel had the idea of, I don't want enemies to respawn in bad locations, right? Like right on top of me or whatever. So it was actually trying not to kill enemies in many situations. Whereas it seemed you were taking every opportunity you could to try to clear the board as much as possible.
Well, yeah, because I felt like if I got a couple enemies out of the way, sometimes it gave you a big opportunity to get a few dots without having to wait around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I tried to rely a lot on that mechanic where they turn back when you clear the white dots.
Mm-hmm.
So we try to memorize the path that they take and just make sure that I have a way to get out the moment I hit these white dots.
And that obviously paid off.
Yeah, well,
That sounds tough to do.
I had a lot of times where, if you rewatch the race, I died a lot during this.
You thought the enemy went this way, but turned out.
Yeah.
Yeah, the very first large scrolling level, I thought I was done the level. I did the middle and the top, and then I was like, oh, there's
Yes.
another section. And I
Yeah.
wasn't planning on getting out of there, but I managed to. But yeah, on those larger levels, you really do have to use the reversos quite a bit. On the shorter levels, you can just kind of go for it. But yeah, it's definitely a required mechanic. I'm going to have to watch a speedrun of this game later, because I'd imagine there's a lot of kicks and close calls.
Yeah, plus it seems that everything is predetermined, that all the enemies always follow the same path. So looking at a speedrun of it might be really interesting, because maybe it was super optimized.
The perfect, amazing Penguin playthrough. I'd love to see it. Well, that was a winner's match, It was a front two match. So neither of you is eliminated. Neetsel, you're moving on. In the winner's bracket, Zerfall, you're going to fight it out in the lower bracket.
Yep.
What kind of game would you like to see in your next match?
I mean, I actually really enjoyed this type of game, and yesterday I was watching the puzzle game where you had to shoot blocks and rotate the puzzle. Those sort of spatial puzzles are my jam, so I wouldn't mind seeing more of that. I felt like I did okay on this one. I just came up against someone that did a little bit better.
I agree. We were talking about how both of you seem to be playing really well, making really good decisions, spotting like, you got to think ahead a little bit, that this is gonna there, so I need to be here, right? And there were plenty of times where both of you were doing that. It was very impressive to watch.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, thank you to both of you for joining the tournament and coming
Thanks
out and
for hosting
racing
us.
and for coming to talk to us.
You have a great day.
Yeah, see ya.
And with that, we're done for now, but not for today. Check it out.
For 2 days.
A mysterious match that comes from brackets unknown will be played alongside Lightning versus Marshmaster.
I'm checking right now.
This is a completely
round?
wild, by the way. I'm just now noticing in the lower bracket, we are having previous 9th place finisher Lightning versus like 67% win rate Marshmaster. Like I could see like a loser bracket match to determine who has a chance to get into top 8 being Lightning versus Marshmaster or something, like the fact that one of those two is going out already.
Yeah, it's quite early. We're back 2 match.
Yeah, that's a rough break for both of them. It'll be an exciting match though, that's for sure. And alongside, in a winner's match, it appears Ellipsis Break versus Adam Played.
Yeah, I fixed it.
They'll be going at the same time. So we'll probably have them all playing the same game and do the 4 screens on screen. And then 1 match after that, and that's what we got for you today. More tomorrow. More coming in probably. There's 1 week before a big deadline. There's 20 matches pending that need to get scheduled this week. So I'm predicting there's going to be an awful
3
lot
matches
of mystery.
a day.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot. So come back in a few hours. Come back tomorrow. Come back every day for more mystery. You can follow the channel. You can join the Discord. That's where you can find us. That's where you can find me, Mythical9. Thanks for having me, Maurice.
Woo!
Woo! And then we cut.
But yeah, thanks everyone for watching. We'll be back in a little over 4 hours for Ellipsis Break versus Adam Plate and Lightning versus Marshmaster. It's kind of, I know I kind of should have stopped there,
Yep.
but it's
That
kind
was
of
the outro.
It's
Now
kind
we're
of a
going.
little weird when you have a double and it's like one is front and one is back, right? Like there's gonna be one really sad match and the other is like whatever.
That's a really good point, and I'm glad you made it right at the end of the broadcast.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time, folks.